Good afternoon. This is Don, and we're going to talk about a rose is a rose by whatever name you want to call it, Shakespeare. So we're talking about stem cells. The FDA doesn't want us to use the word stem cell. They want us to use placental implant tissue, mesenchymal transplants. It goes on and on and on. But the public knows this as stem cell, and it stimulates your body's own stem cells with these products. I just came back from the Perinatal Stem Cell Society meeting in Utah, and I just told Don that I was skiing, and I've had these stem cell, quote unquote, mesenchymal tissue implants in my back, and I was skiing. This guy's an athlete we're talking to right now. Bad neuropathy, and he went back to the gym. So tell me your back pain and your leg pain and your neuropathy and how you feel today.
Okay, well, let's start with my back.
Okay.
My back, I was going to a chiropractor 2 days a week to get my back adjusted to relieve some of the pain. And so as it got worse and worse, I talked to Dr. Jacoby about it, and we agreed that I needed stem cells there. I have some neuropathy in my feet. We did this on December 21st, 2018. He put stem cells in my back.
And you'll notice we're using the word stem cell because that's an easy word to spell.
Yeah.
But it's really all these cytokines, words that people never heard, hyaluronic acid, exosomes, that's another component. But we collectively call it that, and everybody knows that. So,
all right.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so anyway, we did it in my back, in my calves.
With Dr. Musset, right?
Yes,
yeah.
and in my heels and in the pads of my feet is where I got the shots. Right. I can tell you as of around March the 1st, I had no more issues with my back. I have no more stingers going down my legs. I have no stingers in my calves, and I don't get tingling down my legs when I drive my car or I happen to hit something. I can say that I still get tightness in my calves somewhat, but it's about 80% gone. I find also in my feet, I was having down on my heels, it felt like a sponge at times, but as beginning after March the 1st, that went away. And the feeling in my feet, in my pads on my feet, is about 70% better than it was than when I had the stem cells put in on December the 21st. I've recently started on around March the 1st, going back to the gym on a walking track because I had some issues with my right leg for blood clots. And this also...
Right, I forgot about that.
Yes.
Blood clots, you had surgery
Yes.
by one of the top surgical guys in town.
That's
We'll
right.
give him a plug, Dr. Scott Brannon.
Brannon, yes.
And he saved that leg.
Yes, he did.
You had some significant problems.
I did. And they always told me that I needed to walk because of the circulation for my feet and for my legs to keep the blood circulating. I can say that since I went back on March the 1st, I'm walking probably a quarter of a mile on a track at a gym. And I felt the first day my legs got very tight, and the next morning my legs were very sore, but I could get up and walk better on my feet. As I'm going 3 days a week, I'm up now to about 1.5 miles, not counting the steps I take, and I'm doing this by a pedometer in my pocket so I know how far I go, and my feet are continuing to get better and better. I do find when I'm sitting, not my back, but I do get a little tingling in the front part of my pad on my right foot, but the minute I get out of the car and start to walk, it all goes away. And I can walk almost anywhere I want to now, and I realize that this is really working. So I was told that probably of the extensive things I had wrong with me, and not only my blood clots.
Right. We were thinking, I don't know if this is going to work for you because this is asking a lot. You know,
Yeah.
as I kiddingly say,
Yeah.
stem cells really don't give a rat's ass what you call uritis. You've heard me say that. Because they really don't. They're really signaling cells that seek out where the inflammation is, and they put the fire out. So it really doesn't matter whether you call it neuropathy or you call it arthritis or you call it tendonitis. It seems like it works for just about everything. And I share your enthusiasm because I was skiing. I couldn't walk and I was skiing. I was thrilled. I really appreciate you
Yeah.
doing this interview.
Well, let me say this one other thing is that before I had the stem cells, with whatever you want to call them, but I call them stem cells, put in my calves and my feet, that I could barely feel the coldness from the tile floor,
I remember you saying that.
and I could hardly not feel any in my right foot. Today I can get up and I can tell you that I can walk and I have full feeling in my left foot on a tile floor, and I have about 60% of my feeling back in my right foot from a tile floor. I do notice that when I'm walking, I still get a little tingling in it, but as I'm going forward, I'm getting less and less.
Less and less. See, and this is what the public needs to know. What's the difference in what we call this stuff? It is a naturally occurring product that we get from the perinatal event. So there's amniotic fluid, there's placenta tissue, which is part of the uterus, and the chorion, which is the lining. But the real magic stuff, I think, is from the cord, the umbilical cord. You have the blood inside, and then you have Wharton's jelly, which is the connective tissue. I think that's the stuff that really works the best. That's what you had, and that's what I had.
Yeah. Well, as far as I'm concerned, you can call it whatever you want. I can only say that it works.
Thank you.